Good day, everyone. As always, I am Abdullah, your host for the week. Today is Monday, and that means that I will be here with you again, my fellow college student, to discuss some of the latest concerns, issues, and topics that we college students experience. See, the pandemic is still raging all over the world. While some countries have already started the vaccination of their population, many countries are still struggling to survive as they wait for their vaccine orders. Meaning, so many countries have their schools still closed. What does this mean for upcoming college students? Well, it means that some of them might opt to skip college at least for the next school year. However, there is another option, one that is better than taking a gap year. This is taking online classes. Today, I will be talking about whether or not you should be considering taking online classes. Today, we will be a unique discussion instead of talking to you, my fellow college student. I want to reach out to those of our listeners who will be going to college next year. Many upcoming college students might have the following question. Can online learning still be the future of the education? Is still available substitute for face-to-face learning? Despite the question raised about its effectiveness, I would say that the quick answer is yes. Online learning should still be an excellent option for many students. Before I talk about why online learning, I want to talk about why many people debate of effectiveness of online learning. Some parents, teachers, and students think that online learning is not effective because of the distance factor. Perhaps the biggest caveat to online learning effectiveness is the distance between the student and the instruction themselves. Meridian explained that the chief among these is the social element of school, one that is often overlooked in our focus on academic achievement and exams. The social element of learning is critical for students because students learn a lot from one another, whether that is through collaboration or through working together. In addition to the lack of socialization, some argue that online learning cannot be applicable to some specific type of course. And of course, an online form of for educators, Pushkin Sergey Viktorovich explained that online learning may work in some areas, but in other areas you need laboratories, supervised friend project that require expensive equipment. All of these things are not available for a student in an online learning setting. Considering these flaws, one might infer that online learning is not so good after all, but it is really. It is true that online learning has these problems. However, it is important to note that for the social element of learning, it is mostly about learning design. Online learning can be designed in a way that fosters collaboration that can be changed. What I want upcoming college student to know is that the U.S. Department of Education has conducted a study where they concluded that the student is in online condition performed modestly better on average than those learning the same material through traditional face-to-face instruction. This was based on a meta-analysis and review of empirical studies. This would help explain a statistics by Kelly Withrow, which shows that 85.1% of students in 2020 continued their education via online learning because of the pandemic. In a different of 2019 study by Jasmine Paul, Flicka Jefferson. They also compared student performance from both online and face-to-face learning from 2009 to 2016 and determined that there are no significant difference in student performance between an online and face-to-face learners overall. This means that students in both face-to-face and online learning settings performance at the same level. What you should take note is that in both of these studies, the effectiveness of online learning is proven compared to traditional face-to-face learning. Now let me backtrack a little bit. Early on our podcast, I did recognize that there are some weaknesses to online learning. These weaknesses, while they exist, can be improved, and can be made by applying these four concepts. Firstly, teacher and professor should focus on learner-centered education. Blaine Smith and Cynthia Brame explain in their article that effective online instruction is directly related to student control of the learning process. Online learning becomes better when it is not only the teacher who controls what the students do and how they learn. A learner-centered education acknowledges what students bring to the online classroom, their background, needs and interests. Smith and Brame added students should have more control and responsibility in learning process, including giving them the opportunity to help and others through peer interaction and group learning. Secondly, online classes should focus on cooperating and interactive learning. Research suggests that the online instruction is more effective when students cooperate rather than working independently. This means that rather than having students work on assignment and project individually, instruction should look to create opportunities for project and assignment that requires working with people in a group. Students learn best when they are able to learn from one another, as the support system is there. No one is left behind the learning process. Finally, professors should make use of multimodal content. The internet provides a lot of material for learning, from videos to podcasts to presentation and videos conversing. A lot of technological innovation can be used to increase engagement and appeal to diverse learners. By utilizing all of these learning tools, instructor can cater to a different kinds of student who learn best using different methods, visual, auditory. By applying all of these improvements, the quality of online learning should improve. Today we have discussed why online learning is a good option of upcoming college student. I know that some of you are still worried about its effectiveness, but believe me, it's work. I am a student of online learning myself, and I can tell you that online learning works for me. That is all for today. This has been Abdullah, and I will see you next week for another episode of our weekly What is Your Problem show.